live with, you guys can ask questions, but we're also going to give you our perspective of all the different countries, the top countries based on all these different criterias. And then if you watch till the very end, I'm going to hopefully find the link because I've been searching for the last half hour for it. But I'm going to share a link with you guys about making a decision. And this can be making a decision based on where do you want to live. It could be a decision based on should I marry this person or not? Like all these different criterias. And it was a website that I found a long time ago that was so good. Once I find it, I'm going to put it in the description below. So watch till the end and I'm going to explain more. So we thought it'd be fun since the girls and all of us as a family have traveled to I've traveled to 100 countries. The girls have traveled to 99, and we've experienced different cultures. We've discovered different ways of doing things, stress levels in different countries, transportation, things to do and stuff like that. So we thought we would rate the countries by the ones that are the top, the ones that are kind of lower and stuff like that, and share that with you. So we created this really fun list of the top countries in the world based on certain things. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to pop up the video here as well so I can see what you guys are asking, because feel free to ask us questions as we go through. If you want to kind of interject your thoughts, your opinions maybe, go for that. That's no problem.
Hola from Mexico, hi.
Yeah, so let's just start saying hey. Hey from Mexico, nice to see you there. Hey from Phoenix, Arizona. I apologize for doing this live at this time of day because I know everyone in like the Middle East and everyone in India and all of that, you guys aren't online right now and the Europeans are sleeping. So it is what it is. You'll have to watch the replay. But nice to see you guys joining in. Okay, so I'll tell you the top things we've wrote in. You guys add your questions and thoughts, and then we'll go through each one. So the biggest one was the top country for cost of living. Then we did the top country for fun things to see and do, top things for nightlife, top beaches, top
surfing.
Countries, for surfing, top countries for families, top country for safety. That's a huge one.
For food, for shopping, attractions.
What else do we put? Oh, top country for walkability.
Yes.
That's sometimes a big thing for a lot of people. That is
for
us.
Like outdoor activities.
Yeah. Top things for transportation, like local transportation. Top country for quality of life and your stress level. So we'll go into it. We're going to dive into it. This is going to be from our perspective, guys, just so you know. A lot of things you might be like, oh, well, this is better here, this is better there, but just from what we experienced. And just so you know, like some countries we've stayed in for many, many weeks. Other countries we've kind of stayed there for a week or two. So it's all going to be varied, but let's get started and let's dive in. And if you want to know top country for other reasons, you know, comment and we'll add it. Yippee! Oh, someone wrote #1 Switzerland. Well, you'll see, it actually ends up in the top of our list for many things. Hey, we got New Zealand watching. Ooh, ooh. That also comes up in the top for many things. Okay, let's get started. Angelique, do you want to start with, pick one that you want to talk about, and I'll let you go first.
Okay, so our top countries for shopping are like countries, so like the UAE, for example, Dubai, with the shopping malls and stuff, because like they're massive. Or Bangkok and Cambodia and those places for their markets, because they sell knockoff brands of everything and for really good prices. Yes. USA is good for shopping because it's all good clothing and cheap and stuff like that.
And then the United States, they have all the outlet malls.
Yes.
And you've got so much variety. You even have stores in the United States. You know when you buy like gift with purchases from the department stores, when you buy like a certain perfume, then you get the gift with purchase. They have stores where you can just go buy gift with purchases. So you get sample sizes of like, let's say 5 different perfumes for like $10 or something. It's just unbelievable. Let's go back to the markets though. When Angelique just said you get knockoffs, sometimes it's the real clothing that's being made in Cambodia that is being sold at the markets.
Usually it's because it's like they have one little wrong stitch or something, so they won't accept into their company or something. So then they just like
could be. It could be that too.
Or they just steal it. Who knows?
But yeah, if you want shopping malls, definitely Dubai. That's probably one of the places we've seen the largest shopping malls, and they're open really late.
Yeah.
In Florida, since we had been there for a while and then we had left and came back, the girls were like, why are the stores what did you say? I think it was Chloe or Angelique said it. Why do the stores stay awake so late or something? Why are they up so late? And they said it like as if they were a child, you know? We're like, oh, that's just the way it is in the US. Everything's open, you know, all hours of the day. Hey, from Texie. Howdy from Texas. I just said Texie. From Texas. Saludos from Miami.
Ooh, las
pupusas. Que bien. Okay, let's dive into our next top country. What is it, girls? Top country for, who's going to say the next one?
Okay, I'm gonna start then for attractions, like maybe more like adrenaline type. So in the US, there is a lot of theme parks. You'll have like Six Flags and Disney and all sorts of things, you know. So for attractions like that, definitely America. New Zealand has a lot of outdoor adrenaline things like bungee jumping, sky swings, all that sort of stuff. So is Switzerland. Switzerland has a lot of like things like that as well.
Crazy things to do.
So it depends if you want like adrenaline or if you want just theme parks and all that.
But like, yeah, for example, if you were going with a family and you wanted the attractions, I would definitely say like
America.
go to Florida. You've got sunshine. You've got everything's
There's
so
so much,
close.
yeah.
You've got beaches. You've got like
Universal Studios.
oh yeah,
Escape
like
rooms and aquariums and
live
Donna
theater
and-
shows and cruise ports and like oh my gosh, you've got so much. It's kind of like the country where if you want to go and then be just like nonstop, you know,
Yes.
going, it's so great. So yeah, and then let's think of other places like
What about outdoor activities? Like more so like nature related.
okay, top country for nature and outdoor activities.
I was gonna say surfing.
Ooh,
Top
okay.
countries for surfing
Top
would
countries.
definitely have to be probably Jeffreys Bay in South Africa. They have really good surfing there. And it's not like there's great white sharks everywhere in South Africa.
Well,
I mean, there is, but there's some places that don't have it.
it's like one of the only
just
countries.
hit a risk. It's like
Yeah, and
It's
it's
like here in New Zealand, they had a shark, I think, off the coast of
yeah, near Tauranga they had.
Tauranga.
Yeah, but it's not. It's rare. That's
It's rare, yeah.
Whereas in South Africa, they literally have like the kit, like for the
Yeah.
great white shark, you know, kit.
But as well
you
as for surfing, Nicaragua is a really good place, as well as Costa Rica.
El Salvador and El Tunco, they had amazing surfing, and because it's not as populated,
Also,
like,
just along that strip, there's lots of surfing places.
Nicaragua's amazingness too as well.
yeah, in Nicaragua, it's less busy. So like, if
Yeah.
you want to catch a good wave, that's a really good spot. Whereas like, if you want to go to South Africa, like J Bay, you better be a good surfer. It's not for your like amateur surfers at all. It's like
But
professional
mind you,
grade.
that's where we first learned. So
Yeah. Okay, we can't forget Hawaii. We've never been to Hawaii, but apparently it's got
Yep.
good surf as well. Okay.
Really good surfing,
As-
especially because there's like turtles and coral reefs. That's really cool.
Ah! Mo Africa says, yeah, South Africa made it to the list. Yes. Oh, actually, I didn't mention, we should do top country for its beauty and landscapes. Ooh. This one would have to be South Africa is like, oh, at the very, very top. Never seen anything like it.
yeah.
Next would be New Zealand, guys. You can drive and you feel and sometimes like you're in South Africa, like and it's so vast and it's so different, depending on where you go. And then the other one,
Switzerland.
Switzerland. It's of course Switzerland. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful, picturesque countries you'll ever see. It's just so pretty. Yeah, we miss it. Okay.
Back to surfing though. Here in New Zealand, you can go to Raglan Beach. That's also a very popular
Although
place.
it is pretty cold, the water.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you just wear a wetsuit and you're fine.
Let's all move over this way a little bit. I feel like we're like off-centered. There. Isn't that better? Okay. Yeah, hey, no problem. We got Mo Africa saying thanks so much.
Go to
So cool.
Guatemala again, someone said.
Hey, go to Guatemala.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We're gonna keep to our
So-
go ahead.
What about the outdoor? Back to the nature outdoor activities.
Okay, I'll start first. For outdoor nature, it would have to be probably one of the top New Zealand's. And the reason why I'm saying New Zealand, because I know there's a lot of countries that have walking trails and everything like that, but I've never seen a country where you can walk for days and there's these little huts. And not only is it like huts, because you get that, like there's a Camino walk in Spain and stuff like that, where you sleep in huts and it's more of like a kind of religious walk. Here you have walks all over the country, but nothing will harm you.
Yeah.
So it is completely safe and you won't freeze to death unless you go in like the midwinter and only in certain walks, but everything's safe. Like there's no bug that'll kill you. There's no animal
snakes,
that'll kill you. They don't even have
spiders.
poison ivy, eh? They don't have poison ivy, so you can walk off the trail and you're not gonna get like all these hives and rashes. They don't even have ticks. There's no ticks. What? Like guys, can you believe it? So yeah, this is why New Zealand's in the top, and they take care of their nature. They are so good at taking care of their environment and their nature, and it's just beautiful. So that's the top. Okay, but next there are other countries as well.
Canada's pretty good for outdoors activities as well. Switzerland definitely.
Back to Canada, you might get eaten by a bear.
Yeah.
And you might freeze to death if you go in the winter. But yeah, there's lots of nature.
There's lots of nature. Switzerland, the Netherlands, you can do a lot of biking there.
Yeah.
And it's just pretty.
Bike trails. Okay, like in Europe and back to Switzerland, every trail is indicated, and it's so well indicated because they're so precise that they have like these yellow signs everywhere, and then they have the time to get
The
to
exact
time to
3
get.
minutes and 3 hours and 58 minutes.
Not that exact, but yeah, that's hilarious. And and
when
it's well
I-
indicated.
Yeah, what I love about Switzerland as well is if you don't want to necessarily walk everywhere, you can always take a telecab or train because they go everywhere. And you can always walk down or walk up, take the train down, you know?
That's true. That's true too. Someone wrote, at least in New Zealand, there's nothing wanting to eat you. Yes, that's right.
Any experiences with sandflies in New Zealand?
Oh yes. Okay, so the only thing that'll get you on the trails here in New Zealand is sandflies. Yep. We went to a place called St. Arnaud, and oh my gosh, we were like, it was like
Where
being
was
in
that?
Canada in mosquito time.
Like near Thai territory.
Yeah, and they were eating
Remember?
us alive. That was last year we went there. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Angelique?
Angelique, do you want to pick another one? We're gonna have to stop saying our top 2 countries that we keep saying.
What about food?
Oh, top country for food. Holy. Okay. What are our very top countries for food? Who's gonna say it?
Definitely, our family loves Indian food.
Yes.
Even though we have not been there, we know that we'll enjoy the food.
Yes.
Thailand. And the reason why I say Thailand is because you can walk outside, and there's always at nighttime they bring out all these little stands. Like
You can
people
get
go with a
any food.
motorbike, and yeah, you can like buy
And
food.
it's very
It's
really
really-
good.
and it's so delicious.
What's some of our favorite dishes from there, Angelique?
Oh, there's like, my favorites are like pad thai or chicken satay or
Thai curries.
like curries and all sorts of really good foods.
Mexico as well has the most amazing food, good pricing, and just yummy, 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 yummy. So
Swiss food as well, if you're into the
Yes.
cheese and chocolate.
yeah, but it's super expensive. So like top, if you're going to travel somewhere for a food experience,
Go to France.
France, yeah.
You got cheese, you got bread, you got chocolate, you got it all, you know?
got all the European yummy, and then I would add in Poland is one of the top countries
yeah.
for food.
Go to the grandma's kitchen.
Because you can get like that kind of heartwarming food, you know. So that's really yummy.
Yeah. This might sound funny, but in Nicaragua I had some good food too, which was only like, we had like plantains with cheese, and it was like a plantain pancake. That was really good.
We're all like, what?
And as well, when you have those like,
yes, I remember.
and as well in Central America, you'll find a lot of like rice and beans, which was really good.
That's true. Like Costa Rica, like it's healthy. Okay, so if you want, top countries for healthy food, probably there's this like what they call the blue zone, and it's like where people live to be certain, like the highest ancient, living in the
In
world.
Greece, they have that too.
Yeah, but like
More so in
rice
Italy,
and
but
beans
they
is
have
super
in
healthy.
Costa Rica, yeah, definitely.
Is Mexico up there? Yeah, for food. Yeah. You probably just, I'm reading this after we just
Italy?
talked about it. Italy, okay, no. And the reason why I say that is because in Italy, we have, like, they were quite young, and the restaurants close at a certain time, and the food's amazing, like, don't get me wrong, but after a while, it's a lot of pasta and a lot of pizza, and so we were always joking, we were like, after we've been there for, a lot of time, the girls were always like, we don't want any more pasta and pizza, and I'm like, well, we're in Italy, this is what you get, and we don't really eat that much fish, so if you like fish, oh my gosh, they're like, it's amazing, right? So, yes, it's all good.
I somewhat agree. I mean, Italian food is amazing, and
It
it's
is
not.
amazing.
It's not like you get one type of pasta. You can try, like, any kind of color and flavor of
Maybe
pasta.
olive oil.
For me personally, I would say Italy for just the gelato alone.
Oh,
That
gelato.
is
For ice
phenomenal.
cream,
Yes.
Italy's the top country for ice cream.
Best ice cream.
Okay, now I'm going to switch subjects a little bit. I'm going to talk about digital nomads. So digital nomad, for those of you who don't know, is somebody who works from the internet and they're digitally inclined to be able to be nomadic and live anywhere. And so the top countries for digital nomads, the most important thing is internet connection, internet speed, and usually where you can congregate with like either other people who are kind of doing the same thing, as well as nightlife. A lot of them like nightlife, and sometimes office affordability is one. So if I look at like the world when it comes to that, I would have to say Serbia would be in one of the top because it has nightlife, cost of living, it's safe, the internet speed's like super fast. Then I would have to say there's other places like, let's see, well, most of Eastern Europe. Colombia has a huge hub of digital nomads as well, like in the city. They like to be, you know, a lot of in the city. And then Thailand also, believe it or not, has a lot of places like Chiang Mai has a huge hub of digital nomads. Now, I'm not sure if most people do that just because it's more so a cheap cost of living. But yeah, so I would say Eastern Europe in general is great for digital nomads. So there you go.
Some people are saying South Korea and Japan on digital, but we have never been there, so we don't really know yet. But that sounds.
Someone said, "Are you ever gonna climb Mount Everest?"
Estonia. Someone just right back to that. Sorry, whoever just said that. Estonia is good too, and they do like these work visas. So there's a lot of countries now doing visas for digital nomads and for people who want to work there for more than, you know, normally you get your 90 days, but they're actually issuing 1-year visas. So Croatia, I think, opened a program, Estonia for sure, and there's some other countries coming on board with that. So that is really cool. And now with COVID, so many people have worked from home this last year, and they're like, we're not going back, you know.
Yeah.
So what a great opportunity if you can convince your employer to, you know, you could take a year and go live somewhere else. Why not? Is New Zealand hard for digital nomadism? For depending on which country you're working for. If you were working for Singapore, it might be a little easy. For our family, it's a little tricky because the time zone's so off. So this is tricky for me. And the internet, to be honest, you guys, New Zealand's not the best internet.
Depends.
No,
If you're
like
in the city, it's good.
yeah, but I mean, you're often
you're
not
in
in
a
the
rural
city.
area.
Yeah, and even when you're in a proper town, like it's not the best. And so yeah,
And I'd say as well for young digital nomads, they'd find it maybe more expensive here. It's definitely like up there, so it's not the best for that.
Yeah, and as well, there's not maybe a huge hub of digital nomads here. So we've been to countries, for example, in Costa Rica, where they have these like hostels set up for work. So they have proper workstations. It's air conditioned. It's quiet. They have quiet rooms, and they have then everybody that hangs out at night, and they do activities, and they organize tours for people that are kind of in that space. And so it's really cool. So, and they have it in Portugal. Portugal, actually, I forgot to say that. Like Lisbon is like a huge area and just outside because they've got surf there, talking about surf, and digital nomads and stuff. So there you go. Okay, someone asked, is there a country we would not return to?
Yes.
Well, yes.
But it's just because of our experience there, I guess.
Well, where would you not return for you?
Angelique, do you want to say? Or for me personally, probably Brunei. Just because there wasn't too much to do there. Basically, there was a palace, right? It's a king who was there.
Sultan or whatever, or yeah.
And then there was like this floating village. There was a Dairy Queen and a hotel. That's all I really remember of it. So there wasn't much to do.
And one of the girls fell through the walkway and like it was really dangerous.
Yeah. So
it was all like this wooden kind of floating village. Another country I wouldn't go back to. Like I don't know.
Most countries.
I don't want to say anything mean, so I won't say anything.
Most countries I would go back to.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. We talked about food. We talked about shopping. How about walkability? This is interesting because, like, okay, so when we, as a family, sometimes we're like, oh, these are like the top reasons we like this place, and this is the top reasons we like this place. And there's certain things that like go to the top. And so as a family, we enjoy when you don't have to exercise on purpose. And there's certain countries where you just end up driving anywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere, I mean. So like New Zealand, the grocery store could be like a block and a half away, but because there's parking there and it's just more convenient, we just drive. And in the United States, you drive everywhere. In Canada, you drive everywhere. But in general, in Europe, everything's close and there's no parking anywhere. So you end up walking and you just naturally are more fit and you're just naturally more healthy because you just walk everywhere, right? So for walkability, let's talk about the countries that are in the top for walkability. Switzerland. And then back to that, like
France.
everything's in a community. Yeah, in France as well. So you have your post office, your grocery store, your school in a certain hub. So everybody walks everywhere. The kids go back to home for lunch.
Yeah. I would say Europe in general
Yeah.
is known for walking, you know?
Yeah, and then, yeah, so like what about like Central America, South Africa? Like there's a lot of countries you just don't walk in because it's not as safe either at night. Whereas in like most European countries, you can go walk at 2 a.m. and you're gonna be okay. Like in general, right? You gotta be smart
There
too.
is like in some countries, like if you're in small towns in Nicaragua, sure you can go walk around. And we used to we didn't even have a rental car. You just get around by taxis or walking, you know.
Yeah.
So it just depends.
But it's not like a walkable society. It's not like you can walk and then, let's say, okay, in most European countries, if you're walking and all of a sudden you're tired, like Julia was saying, you're on a hike, you just hop on the next bus, the next train, the next boat, the next whatever. There's always like some kind of system. And then worst case scenario, like we hitchhiked as a family once. This was because we were like so tired and it was so hot and it was safe. So anyway, that's a different story. So walkability.
Ljubljana in Slovenia is really good too.
Yeah, and electric scooters, you're right. And they're starting that in the US more. Like when we were in Texas, they had these little scooters everywhere and you just like rent it, drop it.
Those
like
are
the Uber.
awesome.
Those are awesome. And I think more and more countries are starting to do that.
They have that a lot in America and stuff.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up, eh? It's nice. What else? I'm going to read through the comments. Or do you want to read through comments and I'll kind of top?
Sure.
I was going to say, okay, so top countries for your local transportation. Like there's some countries, like for example, if you're wanting to travel somewhere and you don't want to have to rent a car, you maybe want to consider going to certain countries over others. So in general, most European countries, you can hop on any bus, train, or anything like that. But then if you dive in more deep, if you go to the very, very, very top, it'd probably be like Germany, Switzerland, France and stuff like that, where you can literally
and Italy.
Yeah, you can get everywhere. Now certain countries are going to be on time, in other countries you'll be like like France. Remember we were in France and we were trying to get like a bus to go somewhere and whatever, and then the lady's like, oh, we missed it, and we're like, how did we miss it? And they're like, oh, because we didn't update the sign. So certain countries are just like just a little disorganized when it comes to things
Someone's
like
asking, is El Salvador a good place for tourism and to visit? Yes. I actually felt really safe there because we were to tour guide and stuff, and we didn't, I mean, yes, it's dangerous and stuff, but it's really a nice country to go and visit, I guess. You just have to be careful what you do.
Yeah.
But it's definitely...
Well, let's talk about safety. So obviously if you're looking to travel to a safe country, you may not look to pick that or this or that, but then you might miss out on like certain things like the culture and the people and things like that.
Yeah.
So there are obviously, if you're looking to go travel for safety, like I wouldn't even say to go to the United States if you're looking to travel for safety. I would pick countries like New Zealand. I would pick Switzerland. Even like I was gonna say Spain, but it's like hit and miss. Like you might get like pickpocketed or something like that, or so the Netherlands I would consider like safe.
Yes.
Ireland, things like that. So it just depends, but I would definitely, for an experience and experiencing culture and experiencing like fun things like that, definitely all of Central America is absolutely amazing. So
and as well, when you get to a country, if you always do like a tour guide, those are always the best, because then you get to get a feel, like you go around their markets and everywhere and you get a feel of what it's like there. And it just feels maybe safer because you're with someone who knows the area.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just going to read through some of the comments here. So someone said, have you ever been to the Seychelles or Mauritius?
No.
No, we have not. That would be really cool. We have not been there yet. Lesotho. Someone's like, don't forget to message. Okay. All right. Top country for horseback riding on a mountain. Lesotho.
Yes. Let's talk about horse riding.
Okay. Yeah. Top countries for horseback riding.
I would say Nicaragua, because you can do it on the beaches, which is beautiful.
And at sunset.
Yeah.
And it's affordable.
We were staying at a horse ranch in Romania, which was really cool. So that was a really good place to go horseback riding.
Yeah. The thing with Lesotho is really unique because you're at a higher altitude, right?
Yes.
you get the culture, and the horseback riding experience we had there was absolutely out of this world because I couldn't even film it. That's how out of this world it was, because you're going up a mountain and you're on a cliff and the horses just know what to do, and we felt like, I don't know, Indiana Jones, like riding these horses, because you had to go down the mountain and, you know, do it a certain way.
That was kind of like an adrenaline outdoor activity.
It was crazy. I wish I could have filmed it, but I couldn't do both. I couldn't ride the horse and film at the same time.
We also went horseback riding in Florida, out of all places, and it was so hot. It was like one of the hottest weeks of the year. And then we slept in tents outdoors with, you know, snakes and alligators and all that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We did it.
It was like
fun.
a sauna. It was amazing.
It was hot.
Okay, someone said, come back to managing. Dinner's on us when you come.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. We might take you up on that one day. What else?
Ooh, okay, so what countries would you like to go to the most among the countries you haven't been to? Okay, so my top 5, Israel.
Ooh.
Okay, Kenya.
Oh, okay.
Fiji.
Yep, that'd be in my top.
Probably South Korea.
Really?
One of those Asians, you know, like Japan or something, because we've never been there, like, you know. So I'm going to say South Korea. And lastly, I'm going to say Georgia.
Yeah, okay, so that was going to be mine as well. Georgia, just because we heard so much about it, I want to really go experience Albania and see the beaches. It sounds crazy. I've never, well,
Even
we've been
there.
Okay, countries we haven't been to. Yeah, so Georgia, Israel for me as well. Yeah, like Fiji, Tonga, and all of the Pacific Islands in general. And I really can't wait to eventually get to India, actually. I'm really excited to go see it and experience it.
Yes, that's actually really true.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Lebanon's another country that I'm excited to go visit one day.
Okay, so Katie is asking, how do we manage to homeschool? We've got one person just sneaking away right now, and that's Angelique. She's probably going because the girls are like, Mom, do we have to do a live? We need to get our school done, which is good. At least they're on the ball when it comes to school. So what we do for homeschool, do you want to explain?
So we use a curriculum from the United States, and it's awesome because basically it does all its self-grading and stuff. It's called Switchstone Schoolhouse. Well, that's the offline version. We use nowadays Monarch. Technically,
which is the online version.
I'm doing both right now because I have half on one, half on the other. But Monarch is awesome because it just basically has a whole curriculum there. So my mom doesn't have to do much. It does most of the grading and everything like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I know a lot of families have started doing homeschool this year, especially with COVID. And this week, I'm actually going to have a conversation with a really cool online school. So I'll share the details with you on the next live about how that went. But there's so many different options. But yeah, we chose one from the United States that we use. We've been using it for a few years. We really enjoy it. It's in English for one, so that's easy. But you can assign, unassign subjects. It also schedules your whole year, which is really nice. So it's not like when you get a textbook, you have to be like, all right, there's this many pages divided into this many months and figure it out on your own. This has everything organized. So I just say our starting date and our end date, and then it just goes and it puts everything on the calendar so we can log in. The girls see okay, Monday they have to do this, and then Tuesday, and so on and so forth. So it keeps them on track. Hence why they're both we're out of here, we gotta go do our lessons. So it's good. When we're in one spot, we really do a lot of catch up. And then we just take time off when we're more so moving around and stuff. Yeah. So Bob, yes, he says it's hot in Florida. It is. It's so hot around the world right now. It's crazy.
Tonga would be a good option if there's a travel bubble in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Fiji is not so good.
Not right now with COVID. The only thing with going to the islands for us is we can't go in and out because we're just here still as tourists, so that doesn't really work very good for us right yet. Anyway,
your travel
how much do you value a place on luxury accommodations? Ooh, would you rather go to a 5-star resort, less expensive, but experience the place? Well,
it all depends.
It all depends. Okay, so what is it? I have some ideas on that. What does it depend on for you?
For example, if I'm in Central America, and let's say in Costa Rica, I technically like to go stay at the Selena, the Backpackers Lodge, because you get to meet other travelers like us, and it's just so much fun. But then at some countries, you want to go and stay at the nice resorts, So that's why for me it depends. Depends on the country as well.
Yeah, I kind of been jaded now that we've been doing home exchange. We used to always do either Airbnb, hotels, or kind of timeshare type places and stuff. And I love like the resorts that are super high end and everything. But what I don't like is that you have to eat out all the time in expensive restaurants. And that's taxing when you're on the go a lot. If you're just going for your 1 week, go all out, like for sure. But when you're doing it like full time, like we are, yeah, it becomes taxing on the kids because they, you know, don't necessarily want to eat, you know, alligator every night. No, I'm just joking. but, or whatever your dinner options are. You know, you don't want to pay like $12 for a thing of French fries because you're at a resort. But that's what it's like when you go to these resorts. So sometimes being like in the less places where you might have your own kitchen or different things like that. So it all depends. And then the other thing is because we're working and homeschooling at the same time, having just a little hotel room isn't always convenient for us. So this is why we love sites like Home Exchange and other sites that we use that are similar. So I guess it really depends, but yeah, luxury, hey, who doesn't want luxury? Like if you can travel in luxury and like go all out and just do your vacation, by all means, that's always really fun.
So someone's asking the name of the homeschooling. So it's called Monarch.
I'm gonna put, actually there might be a link below. If there's not a link below, I'm gonna put the link below for you. Because you can try it for free for 1 whole month with our link, and that way you can see, you can test it and just play around in it. So yeah, I'm gonna put that. It's, if you go to growingupwithoutborders.com/homeschool, I think that's the link, but I'll put it in there for you. Someone said, will you guys eventually go back to school? Okay, so this is a good question. Probably not.
For me personally, I'm technically towards the end. I've just got a bit more and I'm done high school, so.
Yeah, like Julia's in her last year, and then she'll do post-secondary at an actual school.
At a hotel management school, yes. That's what my plan is.
Yeah.
But not high school.
And then the other two, I mean, unless something happens where like COVID lasts another 2 years and we end up staying in one spot. But even at that, it's just, we got so much freedom.
Yeah.
With homeschool, like I don't ever want to go to like, I remember having to wake up in the morning, all you moms that are watching, you guys know what I'm talking about. You get up in the morning, you're frantically rushing around, and unless you're in Europe where the kids come back at lunch, you have to prepare their lunches, and it's just so rushed, and then you have to wake up early, and like, we don't do that. Like we don't use alarm clocks unless we have meetings to go to, or like work meetings and stuff like that, but we just wake up naturally whenever we want to wake up, and it's just, that alone is so worth it. Now, there's a whole different level of like responsibility from the girls' perspective where they have to be willing to learn and wanting to learn, eager to learn. So there's some kids that just aren't cut out for that. Our girls have been pretty good when it comes to all that, so it's been pretty easy.
Yeah. It depends as well. Like in New Zealand, it'd be okay to go to school here because there's, I mean, it depends. But like, if you're in a small town, it wouldn't be so bad like going around. But here in New Zealand, something different is they have girls' high school and a boys' high school. And then if it's like a private school, sometimes it'll be mixed. So it depends here as well.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, we have Carl that said, can the Kiwis can go to the Cook Islands, can your family go too? Like we could go, but then we can't come back in.
Well, I wonder how that would work, but yeah.
We can't with our, like we can't because we're not New Zealand citizens.
But even if it's part of New Zealand?
No, you can't.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's part of New Zealand, like considered like kind of part of New Zealand, we can't go. So yeah. Favorite Balkan country? Woo! For me, it's Slovenia all the way.
I was gonna say the exact same one.
Slovenia is amazing because outdoor Slovenia has a lot too because you've got
Yes.
skiing, you've got bike trails everywhere. Everyone's sporty and it's walkable as well. The food's amazing.
Okay, so it's up top on the list
and
for
it's
lots.
affordable.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why we don't live in Slovenia.
And it's safe.
Yeah, super safe.
For
and
us,
they speak English.
Yeah, for us it's like a Switzerland, but much more affordable.
Yeah, it's like a quarter of the price.
It's really pretty actually.
And people are pretty much friendly. The structure's solid, like it's like a Germanic kind of built, like the homes and stuff. So it's like a solid country. Yeah.
It's green, you know,
and the
all
bread's
this
good.
Has a beautiful lake.
Yeah.
We love it.
Lake Bled's beautiful. But I think it would be overrun by tourists in the summer and like boatloads, not boatloads, but busloads of like, you know, Chinese tourists. So that could be maybe a bit annoying, you know, I don't know.
Depends.
We promote tourism, but we don't like to go places that are touristicky. It's like, Anyway, Cool videos. We love your videos. Saludos from an El Salvador person.
Cool.
Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for always encouraging us. We get a lot of really nice comments, so we thank you for that.
Thank you, yeah.
Someone's asking, what is our native language? Our native language is English, and then
We speak French,
French?
second language. And we get by on Spanish. Like, I understand more than I can speak kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm learning Russian right now.
Yes.
So,
As a Slovenian, I'm surprised you thought you were going to pick Croatia. Oh, that's interesting, eh? The reason I didn't pick Croatia is because I really like the scenery in Slovenia, the green, and the fact that it's like more mountainous,
Yeah.
and it's just more, like Croatia's beautiful as well because you've got the whole sea, right? So, I don't know, but I just like Slovenia. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting, right? Go
In-
Slovenia.
in Slovenia, we actually found, didn't we find Tommy mayonnaise there?
Yeah.
That was mayonnaise from Switzerland, so that was also a bonus. We're like, ooh.
That's funny. I'm trying to think. Wait, we found it on an island as well in Croatia, like Šipan or something like that. But anyway,
Oh, was it there?
which language do you speak to each other away from your? We always speak English as a family. Sometimes we try and speak Spanish
Yeah.
together.
Or
Spanish, French. I mean, like as a family, we'll like try and speak French, but it always like switches back to English, to our mother tongue. I wanted to say one more thing is top countries for your quality of life in general. So that means work-life balance and all of that. And I'd have to say there are certain countries that, for example, if they're closed more on Sundays, it just, like the stores meaning closed, it just makes like your quality of life a bit higher because not everyone's rushing to shop and it's just less busy and you've got outdoors and stuff. So honestly, guys, New Zealand's in one of the top, believe it or not.
As well as Switzerland.
Switzerland, but your quality of life isn't there unless you're really rich. It's
True.
like so expensive that you just, you literally, your quality of life isn't there because you can't go afford all these things that you could afford in other
But
countries.
it is in the terms of when you get to out of school, or you can like, you don't work on Sundays or all those little things.
Yeah, and your quality of life being like, just everything's accessible and it's just really nice and all those things. Yeah. So it just depends. Like if you, and this goes back to like my questions. So we were always like writing out lists. Oh, we like this for this, 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 this. And I found this website and I can't find it. I'm trying to find it, but I haven't been able to find it. What it is you write in, and this is just genius. And if I can't find it, I seriously am going to program it with like a team of programmers because it is so cool. So the way it works is you put in your things. So it's like kind of what I went through: walkability, cost of living, sunshine. Sunshine's important for your mental health and vitamin D and all that stuff. So like sunshine's huge, like skipping winters, all these things. So I wrote down like all these different topics, if you will, like criterias. And then what you do is you mark it from a 1 to 10, which is more important for you. So if walkability is like number 9 on your list, you put it as number 9. If it's like, I don't care to drive everywhere, then it's maybe a number 1. So you go through and you put down all your different criterias that you consider. And this can be for any decision. So like, let's say you're looking to get married to someone. You're like, oh, well, like he's really good at this, but he doesn't dance. Okay, so now that's like a 1. And this guy dances. And you put your different, your options. So let's say you have like 3 options, like Spain, New Zealand, Switzerland. That would be mine, for example. And then you put all those different criteria, safety, 1 to 10, all of that, right? The very end, it takes all of your things, and based on what you rated each criteria and each decision, it pops out your answer. Like that is so cool, right? So, I mean, it could be like ease of doing business, ease of starting a business. Like if I talk about doing business, well, I wouldn't pick Switzerland because it's hard. Mentality barrier, like even do this. Now it depends on if you're maybe German speaking and you're from there, it might be really easy, right? So there's all these different things that you can look at, and criteria and stuff. So anyway, so yes, I'm gonna have to, I just clicked to reconnect. So apologies for the disconnect there. But yeah, so this is just based on our opinions, our travel experience and everything like that. So it might be different for you, but really cool to like go through. And when you're making a decision, it's always important when you're doing like a big move or something like that. So, but yeah.
Someone was asking like, how do you manage like fights between us girls? So us girls, we don't really fight, and if we do, it's over little things. And
Are you said flight? Oh no, fights.
Yeah.
Oh.
And difference between the girls. So yeah, we don't really do that, and if we do, we get over it really quickly because we're always together.
The girls don't fight. Like,
No,
I
pretty
grew
much.
up with a brother, and we used to like fight. My poor mom. It was awful. But yeah, they get along, and they get along when it comes to chores. Like, I don't have kids that are like, I don't know if it's like as I was like super strict or something, because I wasn't that strict. Like, I look at some of my friends in Texas, and boy, are they ever strict with their kids. Kara, I hope you're not watching this video. But anyway, they're good. Like, if I say go hang out the clothes, they hang out the clothes. Like, it's just pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
And yeah, they don't fight. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, someone's going to Michael, you're going to Poland in April. Woo! Enjoy. Krakow for a marathon.
So
Very fun. I'm wondering if that's where the kitchen was, or if it was in Warsaw, or maybe both.
no, both.
Watch our videos on it, because we went to like the grandma's kitchen. It was like the most amazing food ever, but it's really hard to find. So, all right. Lastly, LAL is saying Black Lives Matter. Absolutely, man. 100%. Everyone's matter. I can't believe living in a country where that's not the case is just crazy. But yeah.
So since we're gonna wrap up soon, do you guys want to see our adopted cat?
Ooh. So there's a cat that is the neighbor's cat, and it's been coming over for sleepovers, and just literally we don't feed it because we know that if we feed it, it'll keep coming definitely back. So we literally put it out, and I think it goes back to get food, and then it shows up again. It's quite hilarious.
It was just asleep.
Now we know its name though. This is Ziggy the cat, and he's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, he's just gonna sit. Oh, he's just gonna fall asleep
He's
again.
so tired, but he's so
Come
fluffy
on.
and so beautiful. Look at, say hi. This is our adopted cat. So we tend to adopt grandparents. Kathy's so sleepy.
He has beautiful blue eyes. His name's Ziggy.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So really, he's out for the
He's gonna
count.
fall asleep.
Aw. Your adorable daughter. So we should come back to El Salvador. Yeah, you never know. One day we might. So, but you guys, thanks so much for tuning in.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Comment below if you have different thoughts on like what countries you consider the top or all of that. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, don't forget to share our videos.
Subscribe and like it and share our videos so we can
Yeah.
like grow our channel.
And
That's what we
stay
want to do.
tuned for
Oh yeah. Okay, really fast what we're doing next. Just so you know, we've got
so many videos.
We've got all of Dubai,
The
like
cruise.
IMG World, and the Burj Khalifa coming up, the cruise, and then
Oman, Bahrain,
Qatar,
Then we've got somewhere special.
somewhere special. We're working on those though, and it is phenomenal. So they're all going to be fast videos coming out real
And
soon.
then we're gonna get to New Zealand and we're gonna do a whole series of Road to Aurora and we're gonna show you the top attractions to do there.
Yeah, because it's like the adrenaline capital and tourist spot to go to in New Zealand, and we just we're like boom, boom, boom every day we did something. So it's really cool. So yay!
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Wrapping up. Have a super day wherever you're watching from, and we'll see you and catch you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, cat.